Solution Centers is called HearTulsa.com. We've been doing our field for probably about 35 to 38 years. I can't remember. It keeps changing every time I think about it with our new audiologists that we bring on. And I've seen about 15,000 patients. Our clinic's probably seen over the years about 20,000 patients. So we kind of know what we're doing. We've been talking a little bit over several weeks. This is the last of our series. The first week we talked a little bit about percentage of hearing loss and AMA, or American Medical Association, claims and how they calculate hearing loss related to that. The second one was the VA and workman's comp. So we have workman's comp claims where a person has a hearing loss because of the work that they're in, or in the VA, or specifically war, or in the military service, that a man or a woman might be around some loud noises. And we've had even crazier ones. I had a guy that was being evac'd out at Vietnam, and as he said he had a minor injury, and he didn't tell me what it was. But as the helicopter was coming down to pick him up, there was a grenade dropped down, lost the right leg, most of the right leg, and his ears were bleeding. As soon as that happened, he definitely had a claim with the VA. And so that is some of the stuff that they look at, but they have to take those percentages that an audiologist gives them, and then they have the calculator to figure out what to do. But the last thing we're going to talk about is insurance payment and testing for hearing aids. So when we have this question of a workman's comp claim or a veteran claim, and then we say, insurance payment. Now, if a person with private insurance, 80% of most private insurance doesn't pay for hearing aids. I'm sorry, to tell you the truth. Most insurances, even Medicare, will pay for testing fees, my fees that we can do that to be able to test your hearing. Even if you're not a workman's comp, even if you're not a VA claimant, any of those kind of things. They'll pay for testing fees for the most part. Not everyone, but most of those. But then people ask me, well, why don't they pay for hearing aids? I think it was 18 years ago, this one person called up and said, I'm just waiting for Medicare to pay for hearing aids. Said, you'll probably be waiting through your death. I wasn't trying to be rude, but I was trying to be straightforward with them because that's who I am. But here's the reality. I just had a patient ask the same question just the other day. Wait, when is Medicare going to cover hearing aids? Never going to happen. I promise you, I don't care what iteration of Medicare comes out, they'll never pay for hearing aids. Now, here's what happens. If we have XYZ employer, and let's say his name is John, and he knows that his people are going to have a potential for hearing loss, to mitigate the claim against him for workman's comp, he will buy a policy through the major companies, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, United Health, anything like that. He will pay for a claimability that cost him a lot more money that will pay for hearing aids. And they have different variables. It's your out-of-pocket max versus your deductible, which we all have to live with deductibles, $800, $500, $200, $3,000, whatever that might be. And then they'll have a percentage, 100%, 20%, 40%, 80%, all kinds of percentages. Now, as an audiology firm here in Tulsa, we call on every single claim. So a patient comes in and says, here's my insurance card. We print it off, we put it in our system, we upload that, and then we're going to call the insurance and we're going to ask them 35 different questions related to their testing fees and related to their hearing aids to make sure that we know what's going to happen, because we want to nail them to the wall and make sure that they do the right thing for you. Now, we want to be good to our insurance people, the United Health and all those other people, but if they owe you money because of a claim that you have a patient, or you have an ability to get percentage of your hearing loss or percentage of your hearing aids paid for, well, we want to make sure that you get that. And we will work our tails off to make it right for you. And that's something that I make as a commitment to you to make sure that we do that. And we want to be in good standing with all of our people. We're not going to do fraud. We have people ask us to do fraud, and we say, no, no, no. But what we want to do is make sure that we get the right amount of money, that the correct amount of money that they're going to pay, and share that with you. And we file that for you, and we don't cost you anything extra to do that. So people always want to figure that out themselves. They want to know about it, but the reality is you won't know it. You can't ask the questions that we have spent years adjusting our own forms to ask the right questions in the right way. Because if we don't ask the right questions the right way, they'll say no. And we actually put reference numbers on the bottoms of our forms and upload those forms so that we can show to the insurance company, this is what you said and this is what you should be doing, okay? Or this is what you have to do. And that's a commitment that we make for you because we want to be above reproach in doing the right thing for the insurance company so that we can get the claim information for you if you have testing fees or hearing aid fitting fees or the fitting of the hearing aids. So we want to do it right, and we can take care of that. So don't try to figure it out on your own. Let us figure that stuff out for you. So remember, HearTulsa.com. It's HEAR Tulsa.com. And you can check us out online, but you can also look at us on YouTube as you're watching us today. Subscribe down there below. Make sure that you keep up with us because we're going to add a whole bunch of information you've never heard about. Thank you so much.